Welcome back to the Knitting Depot. Today's video we are going to learn how to do the moss stitch. It's very similar to the seed stitch that we learned last time. And if you are enjoying my content, please feel free to like and subscribe and share with your friends that may also enjoy this. So the moss stitch is a little bit more textured with a little more of a defined pattern than the seed stitch. It's simply a 2-row repeat where you're going to cast on an even number of stitches, and it can be worked on straight needles or in the round. For today's tutorial, I am going to just knit on circular needles, but we're going to knit flat, so we're not going to join. So you'll cast on an an even number of stitches, and then the repeat is simply knit 2, purl 2 across your row, and then on the next row you're going to do the same. You're going to knit 2, purl 2 across the row until the end. Now on the next row, which would be your third row, you're going to purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2 to the end, and on your fourth row you're going to do the same. You're going to purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, and you'll simply repeat those 2 stitch patterns. It actually winds up being a 4-row repeat because you're going to knit 2, purl 2 for 2 rows, and then purl 2, knit 2 for 2 rows. And it gives you this really nice pattern. It's also another stitch pattern that lays flat, doesn't curl on the edges, and it is reversible. It has great pattern, the same pattern on both sides. So we'll start our repeat here with our first row, and we are going to simply knit 2, and purl 2. Sometimes when you do that first stitch between the knit and the purl, it helps to bring your yarn in the back and just give it a little tug. Then knit 2 and purl 2. Just be careful you're not creating a stitch between your knit 2 and your purl 2. And there's the end of our row. And we turn it to the other side. And then we'll simply repeat that row. So on the second row, you'll knit 2, purl 2. It's a little bit easier because you're going to knit the knit stitches and purl the purl stitches. And here we are coming up on the end of this row. And again, it's an even number of stitches, so you should end with an even number of stitches. And there's what we just knit. You can see our 2 knits, our 2 pearls, our 2 knits, our 2 pearls. And now we would go to our next row. So the next row is going to change. So we're going to do purl 2, and knit 2. And purl 2. And knit 2. And purl 2. And knit 2. And then we go to our last stitch, ending on a knit stitch because we started on a purl. So let's just go back real quickly. When you cast on, it's an even number of stitches, but you need to make sure it's a multiple of 4 because you need to be able to get in the 2 knits and 2 pearls. So we have one more row because we've done 1 row of purl 2, knit 2. And as you knit along, you'll start to see your pattern materialize on your fabric. You can use this for all kinds of things. You could use it for a cowl, a sweater, a scarf, a blanket. You could even use it for a washcloth or a dishcloth. It creates kind of a thicker fabric, which is nice for especially a scarf. And there we go. And there's our moss stitch. And if you're going to bind off, you can obviously follow the pattern directions, or if you want to stay in pattern, just bind off in pattern. So you would, if you were going to bind off from here, you could do the knit 2, purl 2, or if you want it to look exactly like this, you could do another row. Again, follow your pattern if you're using it in a pattern. If you're just using it, making your own scarf or washcloth, you can bind off with a knit bind off or a purl bind off, or you can bind off in pattern. If you're going to join in the round, you would just simply continue and join like you would for a hat or whatever tube knitting project you're working on. Well, thanks for knitting with me today. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and certainly don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming projects. I do have some great projects planned for the next few months. I think they'll be a lot of fun to learn. Happy knitting! I'll see you in the next video.